Warning, this video will make you hungry. We're diving into 5 vegan restaurants in Lisbon that serve food so good, you'll want to book a flight before I even finish talking. Honestly, Lisbon might just be the most underrated vegan food city in Europe. Forget Paris, forget Berlin. The food here will knock you sideways. You come for the tiled walls, the trams rattling up hills, maybe a pastel de nata or two. But when you're here, you'll suddenly realize the city has another secret. The vegan food scene has exploded. And not just a salad here, a smoothie there. We're talking full-blown restaurants that put as much soul into their cooking as the city puts into Fado music. So let's walk through 5 of the best vegan restaurants in Lisbon right now. Each one has its own personality, its own flavor, and its own reason you'll probably want to cancel your flight home. Before we get into the food, let's set the stage. Portugal hasn't always been a vegan paradise. This is a country famous for salted cod, grilled sardines, pork stews, and eggy desserts. For years, being vegan in Lisbon was a bit like being a flamenco dancer in Iceland. You could do it, but you weren't exactly in your element. But over the last decade, Lisbon has changed. Young chefs, creative entrepreneurs, and a growing international community have transformed the food landscape. Now, the city has become one of the top vegan-friendly capitals in Europe. And the best part? Each place has its own identity. From fine dining to family-run kitchens, Lisbon proves vegan food isn't one size fits all. So let's dig in. If there's one name you'll hear again and again, it's Ao 26. People call it the pioneer, the flagship, the place that showed Lisbon vegan food could be bold, creative, and downright indulgent. Ao 26 sits close to Chiado, in the heart of the city. Walk in, and you'll feel the buzz immediately. The decor is casual, but the food, not casual at all. Think seitan steaks, drenched in rich sauces, mushroom risottos, and desserts that make you question how eggs and butter ever became standard. The menu is designed to surprise. You'll see familiar Portuguese classics, like francesinha, a heavy sandwich usually stuffed with meat, completely reinvented as vegan versions that actually hold their own. And that's the magic of Ao 26. It doesn't just give you a vegan option, it gives you the full experience with flavors so bold, even meat eaters admit it's special. Here's the catch. Everyone knows about it. So if you show up at dinner time without a booking, you'll probably spend the first 20 minutes staring longingly at other people's plates. Book ahead. Seriously. Now, let's shrink things down. Way down. The food temple is tucked into Moraria, one of the oldest and most diverse neighborhoods in Lisbon. Getting there means winding through narrow cobbled alleys, the kind where you wonder if Google Maps has lost its mind. Then suddenly you see it, a tiny doorway with a handful of tables outside. Calling it intimate is putting it mildly. The space is so small that you can practically hear every conversation around you. But that's part of the charm. Eating here feels like you've stumbled into a secret dinner party where everyone happens to be vegan. The menu changes constantly. One night, you might find a Moroccan-inspired tagine with apricots and almonds. Another night, maybe Indian-spiced lentils or Portuguese-style bean stews. Plates are small, so it's best to order a few and share. Pair it with a local wine, and you've got one of the most atmospheric evenings you can have in Lisbon. If you want the opposite of polished, this is it. The food temple is raw, cozy, and personal. It's not about fancy plating or perfect Instagram shots. It's about flavors, people, and the magic of eating outdoors on a Lisbon staircase. On the other end of the spectrum, you've got O Botanista. This place is sleek, modern, and basically begging you to take photos. Bright light, leafy plants, clean lines. It looks like the kind of cafe you'd see in Copenhagen or Berlin, dropped right in the middle of Lisbon. The food matches the look: colorful bowls, fresh salads, hearty burgers, and a vegan cheese board that's an absolute crowd pleaser. Yes, Lisbon does vegan cheese now. And no, it doesn't taste like a kitchen sponge. Their cashew-based cheeses are creamy, tangy, and the perfect excuse to order wine. And then there's dessert. Their cheesecakes are rich and decadent, and their chocolate mousse has converted more than a few skeptics. This is the place you bring a group of mixed eaters, vegans, vegetarians, and meat lovers alike, because everyone will find something that makes them happy. It's casual, but refined. You won't feel rushed, and you'll probably end up staying longer than you planned. That's the Obotanista effect. You come in for a quick lunch. You leave 2 hours later, wondering where the afternoon went. Next stop, Alfama, Lisbon's oldest district. Cobblestone streets that twist like spaghetti. Houses stacked so close together you can hear your neighbors sneeze. And tucked in there, you'll find Princesa do Castelo. This is a family-run restaurant with a fully vegan menu that feels homey. Not trendy, not trying too hard, just warm and genuine. The staff treat you less like customers and more like guests. There's an ease about it that makes you feel comfortable the moment you sit down. The food reflects that same spirit. You'll see a mix of international dishes and Portuguese comfort food: lasagna, curries, soups, feijoada. The daily specials are always worth asking about. They're fresh, filling, and often highlight seasonal produce. The prices are also friendly. In a city where eating out can drain your wallet fast, Princesa do Castelo manages to keep things accessible. It's the kind of spot where you can eat a full meal, drink a glass of wine, and still leave with change in your pocket. If you're craving a hearty, uncomplicated meal after a day of exploring Alfama's hills, this is the place. Finally, let's end with something fun. Vegan Junkies is loud, bold, and unashamedly messy. Industrial-style walls, street art vibes, and a menu that screams comfort food. The stars here are the burgers, huge, juicy, stacked so high you need a strategy to actually take a bite. Fries on the side, milkshakes that could double as dessert, and an atmosphere that feels more like a night out than a dinner. This is not health food. This is celebration food. The kind of meal you go for after a day of sightseeing when you're tired, sunburned, and ready to sink your teeth into something unapologetically indulgent. And Lisbon needed this, because vegan doesn't always mean light or healthy. Sometimes it means grease on your fingers, loud music, and the satisfaction of a burger that even your meat-loving friends will admit is better than the real thing. So that's the lineup: 5 vegan restaurants in Lisbon, each with their own style. AO26 for the classics reimagined, the Food Temple for cozy nights and hidden corners, Obotanista for bright modern flavors, Princesa do Castelo for hearty, home-style meals, and Vegan Junkies for burgers you'll be daydreaming about on your flight home. Lisbon is proof that vegan food doesn't have to be a compromise. It can be traditional, it can be international, it can be fancy, or it can be downright dirty in the best possible way. Now the question is, which one's calling your name first? Drop your pick in the comments. And if you're hungry for more vegan travel tips, hit subscribe. Eat Travel Love is the home of ethical travel, and we'll be dropping some of the best-kept secret plant-based paradises around the world.